Why is the bitrate still so bad? Oh well. Hey Levi, how's it going? Alright, we got another murder to investigate here. I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this. I'm sorry, Tenko.
Stop it.
Cry later.
What?
Huh?
Because.
Crying will bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
I need to find the truth and pin down the culprit. For Tenko and all of us.
I guess.
You're right. Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize.
Hey!
Himiko! Himiko, hey Himiko, be strong, Himiko.
Wait.
Don't, if you shake Himiko that much, she's going to break.
What?
But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here.
Like I thought.
She must have really been shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now. Okay. Himiko.
Why?
First Angie, then Tenko.
How can this be?
Don't be so ashamed. Why go into no could protect friends?
Leave it to me.
I shall become the guiding light that shines on you all.
That cannot be.
Why did this? Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking.
Of course.
Of course, I am shocked about that as well. But why did this seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned by that than the murder.
Yes.
We performed the caged child again and summoned Tenko's spirit this time.
Stupid.
Cut the crap. Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance?
I see, yes.
True. It may be best to move past what happens to know why the seance failed.
That's so.
Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko as the spiritual medium. Position herself as a turtle within the magic circle, so her head touched the marker stone. And Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. And after that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we all sang the Caged Child song. The seance should have been complete, but now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. Thunk. It's a mystery to me as well. Perhaps I thought maybe someone may have tripped, perhaps. That's a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
What do you mean?
And then what happened?
Yes.
We had called out to her, but no replies came, as Shuichi and Kokichi relit the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took the white cloth off, and then Himiko ran over to the cage the moment she lifted it. It sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance. But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
Yeah, that's a problem.
I see, yes.
There's another problem. And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out. Perhaps someone moved in their corner. Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. He was never one to pull punches. Sound during the seance added. Alright. Ugh. Why does this look so bad? I mean, it doesn't look bad per se, but it doesn't look the best, and I don't know why. Says everything is fine. I don't know, perhaps this game is just weird. Okay, Levi. The investigation is over and shut. It's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. Now then, Cunt Fu's killer is obviously one of you stupid assholes who signed up to do this bullshit seance in the first place.
No.
No, not necessarily. Seriously, then this seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who was in the room kill her?
Could it be...
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance? There's no other possibility, shit for brains. God, do you even know that? Sure that Tenko was alive before the seance. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most clearly alive. But when the candles were lit, she had already been killed. That means she was killed in the dark. I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may be an important point of the case.
Oh,
Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something. Okay, just more of the bullshit that he said last time. Alright, let's take a look-see. The monitor, just checking for because. Candles hung on the wall. They're the only source of light in the room. There are no windows in this room, so without candles, the room is pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? This probably says the same thing, but just for the heck of it. We have the dog god statue. It's a wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the dog god. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly...
Q said it was about 175 pounds. It's about the weight of 2 girls.
What?
What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother? What?
I'm kidding.
Anyway.
Is this...
If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Dog statue. It's the white sheet we use for the sounds. This was placed on top of the cage. Kyo was the one who removed it.
Is this...
The cloth is pretty thick. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque and on the back. Look, there's a bloodstain on it, right around the middle of the sheet.
But...
No hole in the fabric. I mean, Senko wasn't stabbed through this cloth. She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. The magic circle Kyo drew on the floor, well, at least it was.
Dear.
It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well...
Is this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt. Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I have performed many successful seances. I've even had spirits enter my body.
Right already.
Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki really doesn't beat around the bush. Kind of refreshing, actually. In any case, with all of these footprints, I can't make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll have to find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Cage Dog Village document.
Hey.
Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. Suppose that makes sense. Alright, now to check the body. What are we gonna find here? Is there a reason why there are black bars? I was wondering this, like, is this... I'm gonna try something. I'm not sure if it's gonna cut it off or not. I could have sworn that I removed the black bars before. Maybe it reset it when everything updated. Alright, well. Maybe that's a little better? I'm gonna have to figure out the bitrate problem eventually. I'm really gonna have to figure out the bitrate problem. It's the stream health. Stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. We recommend that you use a stream bitrate of 4,500. Hold on, tech time. Let's try 4,500. I'm gonna refresh the stream real quick. Well, I fixed everything. What about Twitch? That fixed everything. Alright. Cool. Alright. Thanks, YouTube. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of stuff here. Hole in the corner. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
Is this?
A hole. Looks like there's space underneath here, too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something dropped down there. What? Something dropped down there?
Got a minute?
After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves? Okay. Right, let's do it. Cage is used. This is the cage used in the seance.
Is this?
It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage. Okay. Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey.
Hey, look at this.
Is this?
A blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yes, I imagine so. The spatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then?
If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, that would explain this blood stain, right?
Huh?
Hmm. Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted. That is a possibility. It is a possibility. There's a little black spot. A little black spot, right somewhere. It's so hard to tell because everything is so dark. I'm gonna have to look at this later. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but alright. Oops. We got Tenko's body. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound on her neck. The wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Wait. Oh, that's right. She said she wouldn't talk. Did Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty. Well, that makes sense.
By the way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around here. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Yep, the cracked floorboard. Oh, the marker stone. That's what that is. There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be the marker stone. Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. This floorboard is loose. It's the one right under Tenko.
why?
Why is this floorboard loose?
If I remember
It
correctly,
wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
Why would it come loose during the seance?
but
A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily, and someone must have loosened it on purpose. Maki, we finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor?
By the way,
Seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for light?
That's true.
Let's bring a candle. The Kibo's light from up here, that should be fine.
okay.
I'll get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Pulled some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. Then we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. Whoa, that's a lot of blood. In 2 places? It's a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all 4s.
Okay.
Let's look around for clues.
Well,
It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Okay.
Yeah. Send me on battalion to remind me of my life. Da 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 da. Great, now you have it stuck in my head. Got it stuck in my head. Stream health is good. Alright. Let's start investigating. What do we got? Look, part of the crosspiece that supports this floor is cut off.
that's true.
It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width, too. From what I can see of it,
That's true.
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, and they could have used that. Question is, why? Another cross piece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then,
So what purpose does it serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the cross piece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all this, then why? Some of the wood is corroded and is broken off, and you can see into the next room.
hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? This looks like there's wood along the wall. This part is rotted away. Looks like natural rot. The hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here.
that's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving under the floor. We did it alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in there.
Nope.
They could have used a light like we're doing right now. True. They used a light to move around under the floor. Is that possible? There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
The blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
Is this?
This came from my research lab.
Huh?
It did?
Well,
A circle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too.
Well.
If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blaze is about 6 inches.
that's right.
And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself.
But
Even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high, so if you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. Then her posture is the question. The weapon is down here, then the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. Alright, Tagami. Just stick around then. I'm not gonna be on for too long, probably like another hour, hour and a half at best. Classes are over for me, but like I don't want to stay up too late, so we'll see how it goes. If I get into the trial, well, we'll see how that goes. And thank you for the congratulations. I didn't even realize, like, it was during the Pokemon stream the other day that it happened, so. There's a blood stain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far away from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
Hey.
The back of the floorboard also has blood on it too. You're right, there's a little bit of blood on the other side of this floorboard.
What do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood spatter when she got killed?
That's true.
I wonder. I can't be really sure yet.
Okay.
But the bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason why these particular stains are dry. And with loose floorboard. We finished investigating here. In a moment, just altering the screen a little bit more so there's no black spot underneath. Because that drives me absolutely nuts.
Is that alright?
Maki, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation. Yeah, it's not over yet.
By the way.
We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Because.
Vanji and Tenko had different killers than the Blackened. Then the Blackened we need to vote for is
You're right.
the culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
Then.
So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay.
Yes, of course.
But
It's bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way, but if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded.
It's a lie!
God damn it, Kokichi. Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and try in terror?
Huh?
What are you doing?
oh?
Sorry, just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood.
Why?
Okay, so what are you doing? Get curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Huh?
You stepped through a floorboard?
So mean.
She's like, good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
Got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything. Sorry, my bad. Guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck. Crosspiece was gone. Does that mean... Bing bong.
Huh?
Confidence! Dreams! That's what the Killing Game is all about! Killing Game fans! Hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes! Baseball, soccer, mobile games! They're all nothing compared to the Killing Game!
Jesus Christ, Monokuma, what the hell is wrong with you?
The Killing Game just can't be beat! Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds!
Yes, time's up.
Oh.
It's a common bell noise, little bread. Yeah, it's a common bell noise. It's also for like old clocks and stuff. Oh man, because of you guys, I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to re-research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately,
Man.
I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance and what was written in the document. He drew his magic circle in the same exact way as it was in the picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools too. Nothing suspicious about the whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trial. So, see you there. Kokichi left, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. Okay, I thought he was just messing around. Now I'm concerned. Bloody Kokichi has been added. Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? I see. So even she gets nervous sometimes.
You wanna die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die? Okay, let's head back down then. Okay. I thought it was going to teleport us there. Clearly not. Just want to make sure that I don't miss talking to anybody. Well, I guess we're going for the class trial. I wonder how long this one is going to be. I wonder if there was a third murder. First of all, that would definitely mean that there were two killers, because one killer can't murder 3 people. But would that extend the time limit? Would that extend the amount of time we have to investigate? Well, I guess we'll answer all of that at the class trial. Right up here we have all gathered. It seems there are less and less of us. Less friends mean it much harder to solve mystery.
Don't worry.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. Yeah, Gonta do his best to help. I want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaido idiot level. Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaido? Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Maki rolls so short as pack a punch.
I don't know.
It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far.
That being said,
I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
Booyah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift from to the entire world.
Unacceptable.
It's so as every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
rest in peace.
Atua, please lend us your power.
But
It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all.
Well, you know.
You shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in a god, especially Atua.
I also...
So what? Robots can believe in gods.
Indeed.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm
Got a minute?
How long are you gonna say that for? Atu and Ghost don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, trial this time is gonna be rough. We got caught in Montechuba's trap. His trap?
That's right.
He probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
Right already.
No, he didn't. Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so...
Shuichi, say something. What should I say? Alright. What does everybody have to say? Why did the seance fail? I never did figure out why. Seems he's still more interested in that than the case. I respect Angie and Tenko so much since the moment we met.
Shut up!
Nothing's gonna be solved by crying about it.
Right already.
Besides, that was a lie, wasn't it?
It's a lie.
Yep, you have me figured out already, so there's no point in keeping up the act. Kokichi never changes, no matter what situation he's in. Seems like he got over that concussion. Jesus.
Damn.
This trial is gonna be rough, since I couldn't do any investigating.
Listen up!
Try using your brains so I don't have to. Okay. Same thing.
Please wait.
It's true, though I do not know if it can be attributed to a god per se. I can hear an inner voice guiding me when I don't know what to do. I can't explain why, but I believe that voice will lead me to hope as long as I listen to it. Shut up. Why the fuck is a robot talking about a god anyway? It seems insane, unseemly. That inner voice probably radio or something, like in taxis and stuff.
That is not funny.
It was unwise of me to confide in you all. Oh, Kibo. I don't believe you either. Goto will do his best to help. Himika, you alright? Yeah, she's still disappointed.
Okay.
The two and Ghost don't matter right now. The culprit is among us. That it is. Let's get started. Here comes the desync. Or more like, there it is. As usual, we walk towards the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors step aboard, the doors closed. We descended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We already lost 6 of us. So we fell faster and faster downward into the black. Perhaps there were fewer of us. The elevator seemed to move faster. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, they look really depressed. Must be because there are even less participants now. Don't say they look depressed. They'll make Monodam sad. As much as I love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth, let's hurry up and get this started. At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. The third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yunaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two were killed both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one behind them? Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Alright. An attempt to resurrect the dead. Angie is killed. During a seance to search for answers, Tenko is killed. Are the two related? Third trial begins. Alright, let's take a look at our skills. Can we buy any more? Hello, I'm really bad at picking usernames. I'm just gonna call you username for short. Hey, username. Downshift slows the speed of the reticle, increases the speed, trigger happy, mutual liberation, delusion. St. Miko's ability. This is the third class trial. Just no spoilers. I'm doing this blind, so. St. Miko's ability silences all conversations except those the reticle is on. Burns glare, instantly silences loud voices. First strike. The keyword is the first speaker's argument. Okay. Debate scum, just a peek. What was that one? Tire screen will light up more. Clear mind increases the amount of letter cues that be required at once. Safety first removes the time penalty for breaking non-erasable piece. High tension. The tension gains will increase at a faster rate, effective during argument armament. You know what? I think we're okay. So let's go over the clues. That is a Hamilton reference you see in the chat. Alright. The victim number 1 is the ultimate artist Angie Yunaga. The victim's body was discovered in the Ultimate Artist Research Lab. The time of death is 2 a.m. The victim was killed by a fatal stab wound to the torso. She has lacerations on her forehead. Second victim is the Ultimate Aikido Master Tenko Chabashira. The victim's body was discovered in a vacant room on the 4th floor. The estimated time of death is 11 a.m. The victim was stabbed in the back of her neck, resulting in death. No other injuries. Samugi's account. Angie had locked herself in the Ultimate Artist Lab since yesterday. Nobody could come in because the door was locked. Except the student council members. Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Samugi. Now his front door has a cylindrical lock. But Kokichi can lockpick it. The back door had a sliding lock. But it was locked, and the sliding lock moves at the slightest touch. Some golden shiny was found on the handle. Kokichi can lockpick everything. My favorite... It was more who was my favorite character. I will answer that momentarily. Ultimate Maid. Wow, I can't remember her name already. Hold on. Kurumi. Kurumi was my favorite character. Alright. Effigies hung upside down. 4 wax effigies were created for the ritual. Replicas of Rentaro, Kaede, Ryoma, and Kurumi. Necronomicon, a book Monokuma prepared as a motive. Necronomicon, prepared an effigy. Yeah. I'm pretty disappointed. Prepare an effigy of the dead you wish. Size and shape doesn't matter. If it's not obvious, put a label on, and then burn the Necronomicon. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy. Just feel a light tap on the back. Okay. Forehead injury on Angie. Laceration. Not bleeding as much as it should. Bloody duct tape. Piece of duct tape and hair. Blood was already on it. Blood that was flowing on the back of Angie's neck created a pool. I have a feeling that the tape was covering her forehead. Nice, whatchamacallit, nice picture there, username. Gold leaf katana, stabbed in the Kaede effigy. Katana's so old that the gold leaf rubs off easily, just like the first game. It's been an anthropologist lab. Anyone could have entered. Confirm the caged child, 5 people, including the spirit medium, in a dark place. Magic circle. Stone spirit medium. The spirit medium placed their forehead on the stone in the turtle position at the center of the circle. Iron cage, white cloth, statue. Turn off all the lights, do the caged child song. Don't say anything, and the caged child is, and then they will respond. Keep flashlight function. Sound during the seance. The wooden statue is about 175 pounds. Shuichi, so of the 4 other people in the seance, Shuichi, Kokichi, Kyo, and Himiko. Hello, commenter. How are you? I say this to everyone, just as a precaution. No spoilers. I'm doing this game blind. If you want to know where I am, I'm just about to start the 3rd trial. Dark sheet. Okay, if white sheet had blood on the inside, it's very thick, so you can't see through it. No hole in the fabric. And Kokichi was the one, or Kyo was the one that removed it. Magic circle was drawn. There was the hole in the corner. The iron cage in the seance. 3 feet high, 5 feet wide. Shuichi and Kokichi placed it. Himiko removed it. Died crouched. Injury in the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately. Marker stone. Crouched over the iron cage with her forehead on the stone. The loose floorboard has dried blood on it. Cross pieces was missing, except Kokichi was the one that fell through the floor and not the one in the room that we were using. Someone had purposely cut it. The sickle was the supposed murder weapon and came from the Ultimate Assassin's lab. The blood was still wet. Kokichi was investigating. He stepped through the floorboards. The crosspiece had been cut off. Alright, that's a lot of truth bullets. We're gonna be in for quite a case here. We're not gonna change the difficulty. We're good. Let's begin.
Also, now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's
Just gonna let the game kind of take it over from here.
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Jesus.
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Oh, Himiko.
Who did it?
Uh-oh.
Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Do not let your emotions.
It's a constant reminder that
there may
they
be
are
two killers.
they were here with us at one point.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
Seeing one of the the resurrected student.
Transfer student.
Right.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
I guess it's up to me. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? In the interest of being thorough, I should clear up things here. Alright, we got our first non-stop debate. What do we got? What's our truth bullets? Monokuma found 3 forehead injury effigies hung upside down. Necronomicon. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. It's the Necronomicon.
Oh!
Jesus.
So, ritual did work?
Stop it. No, it didn't.
That's wrong!
The Necronomicon wasn't burned, which means the ritual wasn't completed.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn the Necronomicon.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, Gonta think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Rantaro not even here.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
You say still shaking in your boots.
Hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand.
Oh, come on, Monokuma.
Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
Proof or it didn't happen, Monokuma.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such
jeez.
a perfectly good motive.
Even Monosuke has a death thing. I didn't even realize that. And Monokid too.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodam's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was
This whole thing with the Necronomicon has given me an idea of exactly what situation they're in,
There's no way it's
but I'm not going to say
possible.
anything right now.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us.
If we take Monokuma
Let's hurry up and
at
find
his
out who the
word.
Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
That's how it works.
Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this.
Mew.
I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
What's your reasoning?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
It's probably gonna be the locks, right?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie,
Alright.
and it was found in Kyo's research lab.
That's true.
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
Right.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
I'm gonna...
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
Again, you can't break in.
Murdered the fuck out of Angie.
Oh, you can't break in.
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking genius. The culprit used a katana to kill Angie,
Hold on. What was...
and
Crap.
it was found in Kyo's research lab.
Can I access...
Which,
Can I access the,
which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
Well, oh, okay.
But
That's how...
anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon.
Can I not access the...
You were the only one who
I
cared
could
about
have sworn that I
thing,
did before,
Kyo.
but... Alright.
I did not care about some katana.
He's obsessed with it.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
You can't break in. What? You can't break in! Oh. Okay.
I was wrong.
Okay. I was on the right track. Wrong statement.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
Got it. I 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 got it.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shitty worm.
You went to the classroom.
You can't break in. She wouldn't have let anybody in except the student council. Also, DXY, if you can understand English, I don't understand what you're saying.
Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone
I don't care. Still the X button.
student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Also,
Kyo
commenter,
couldn't have killed Angie even if he
username.
wanted to.
Just try not to
I
give
have
me
no
hints
desire to
unless I'm
kill
really
him in the first place.
stuck on it. I like to try to do this stuff on my own, you
So
know.
whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
Until you're still so
You can
gullible.
Just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I
Oh.
trust their friendship. You guys do too,
Oh.
right?
Okay, that's what you were saying. That makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Username.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
seriously. Let's believe in them.
Oh, okay.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Samugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
Jesus mio. That coming from you?
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Whatevs. The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well...
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Samugi?
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Alright, well, I'm gonna choose to believe Gonta. I like Gonta.
Torture might be a bit too far.
Oh no. Here we go. Mass panic debate.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta not culprit.
Not the culprit.
Well, commenter, I said, like I said before, Kurumi was my favorite overall, but there's still some that I like. Backdoor, Kokichi is now Chronomicon Samugi's cow. I have a feeling it's...
Surely there must be suspects outside the student
Not
council.
betray student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick can't
Not
be
just
the
anyone can
culprit.
open that door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the culprit is.
I didn't know robots told such boring lies.
But it's definitely not me.
Is that a robophobic remark?
Several suspicious statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. Alright.
You must consider other possibilities.
Art Lab's back door, Kokichi lockpicking.
Surely there must be suspects outside the student
Not
council.
betray student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick can't
Not
be
just
the
anyone
culprit.
can open that door.
Okay. Oh, Kokichi, you're
Student
just...
council members had access.
You're being an idiot. Wait, did I really miss that? There, oh, I got the V counter.
I heard it.
Because that's what they built the game on.
It wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
Under normal circumstances.
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have.
Yeah,
Because
I mean...
I saw you open the classroom lock by picking
I mean, username, that's basically what got me. That's why it's dangerous to play this game unless you're mentally prepared for it, or unless you know this series enough.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
You're full of bullshit, but let's keep going.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course
Why?
I remember. Yeah, I did it.
What?
I killed Angie.
Okay, Kokichi.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
Wham, as in blunt force trauma?
It was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
No joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for
I agree,
myself.
commenter. The deaths here are way more brutal than in the previous games.
I feel so much better. Whew!
Okay, Kokichi is obviously lying here.
So Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
Yep.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie.
No, you didn't.
Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when
hi,
they
Kibo.
confess?
That's what this is. I'm just gonna call you that
Then let
to
me
make it
ask
easier,
you, culprit,
or I can call you
how
Robot.
did you lock the room?
I don't know how you got here, but welcome.
Huh? It's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
Yes, they did.
What different method?
Actually, I don't know.
Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
All right, Miu. Why? Why the zoom in on her face?
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was.
The one locked last was the back door, I think.
That's it! The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
That is a good question, because the katana...
The culprit used a certain tool.
Certain tool? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that the... Why is that so slow? Is it the scythe that we found? It can't be the sheath, can it? It's either the sheath or the sword, but the katana wouldn't have made sense. What's the third option here? Is there a third? Bat? Wait. Is it what I think it is? Yeah, it's the sickle. Okay, I was right. Okay, it wasn't the sickle. Wait, was it really the katana? That doesn't make sense, though. It was stabbed into...
I see it! The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Doesn't, Monokuma? You couldn't be referring to the first game.
Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Hope's Peak Academy.
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
You alright there, Kibo?
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with a katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all.
I mean, it was, but again, it was stabbed in the Kaede
The
effigy.
hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Different purpose. What could that have been? Would somehow use the setup to lock the room. People are here, they're just not commenting. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Psyche taxi. Here we go. Let's do it. You don't know most of the Danganronpa characters? I know the first game pretty well. And I'm currently watching a playthrough of the second game on my friend's channel. My friend Crystal Master 4, whose channel is in the description and in the cards. There are a lot. I give you that. Damn it. Give me something. I mean, like a line of them. Yeah, close enough. Double, 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 triple. Oh, I gotta be careful here. Turn the handle of the sliding lock. It would be the culprit, right? Sliding lock. That would be the culprit. Katana's hilt. Okay, then that was what, not who. Oh boy. Multitasking. Great idea. In theory. Like me trying to read the comments and doing this at the same time. Read the chat, I should say. Good. No, my focus. What was done to the katana after turning the lock? Oh, to make the lock turn. What was done to make the katana turn the lock? Stabbed into the effigy. The sliding lock was tampered with. Shit. So that's what happens when you get an answer wrong. To make the... Okay. Yes, please don't spoil anything. I just want, like, for the sake of everything, I want to let you guys know that I'm not actively trying to ignore you. It's just that I need to focus on driving this car, even more right now. That's kind of the... I don't know. How'd I do that? No, you son of a bitch. Drove right into the line of blocks. That's stupid. Oh boy. Beat them to it. Yes, okay. How is the effigy manipulated to make the katana? Well, it was spun, right? If that was the case, then it was spun. What was done? Okay. Wait. Oh, what turned the handle? Okay, I was right. So I read that wrong. Let me take a look back at the chat.
The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
Oh, and then it would go the other way.
If you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way.
Okay.
And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place? The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock.
That's actually kind of clever.
And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose.
Okay, bye, commenter. Thanks for sticking around. I didn't...
As long as the spinning katana hit the lock,
okay,
it would have slid into position.
And you're right, Kibo. As I said before, the death is so much more brutal in this game than in the other games.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Like I said, I'm not trying to actively ignore you guys. It's just that I'm trying to focus on the game at the same time.
I didn't say that.
In any case, the
you would be the first
probably
victim.
used the murder weapon for this trick.
I would be actively paranoid.
It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up, so we think it was some kind of ceremony.
Oh, so it was...
That way,
I see.
you wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed.
The front door.
I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
What I consider killing. Are you talking about in this type of situation or just in general?
Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out.
In Danganronpa?
If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well.
I don't know.
You get me?
I honestly don't know what I would do in that situation.
And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked
I
mighty
would like to say that I wouldn't, but... I mean, everybody has their breaking point.
Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it.
Kibo, you don't like Kokichi either?
Don't you even understand something?
You know what? That makes too much sense. Whoa! Wow, they're not even trying anymore.
Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Jesus Christ, Mew.
What should we talk about now?
Thank you for bringing us back to the
We must
case.
focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their
I have
number.
mixed feelings about Mew.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council.
Oh. Seriously? Kibo? It's fine.
With Angie, she's still a suspect.
In the streams that I do with my 2 other friends, PJ and Chris, language just goes off the charts, so it's fine.
It's fine. It's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect?
Uh-oh.
Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
If that was a reference, that went right over my head.
Rangers?
Like, I understand Power Rangers, but...
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down.
You would love that, wouldn't you, Mew?
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers...
Sushi boy?
What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Shuichi, oh, okay.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
Sushi Boy. I haven't heard that one yet. I don't think...
trust you one bit, and I don't blame him. You're probably plotting...
Why did Tenko have to die?
Oh.
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
Kichi. Sushi Boy and Maki Bro. Oh, okay, I got it.
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim.
Correct.
We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
Unless they're related.
Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Wow, Himiko's actually standing up for herself. Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
Whoa, Gonta.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise you think that.
What? The name of Atua stand up for her waifu.
That's why.
Why are you triggered, Lil Bread? I mean, I know everything Kokichi says is, you know, stupid, but...
But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
Whoa, Jesus Christ.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Oh, okay.
Gonta
was the protagonist?
Himiko,
that'd be interesting.
I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless.
I'd like to see that, because a silencing curse on Kokichi?
Death curse!
I mean...
suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too.
Hell yeah, we are, Kaido. Or at least I am.
Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Everyone is so powered
Tenko
up.
was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
Kokichi, it could be related. Now sit down and shut up.
If it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, In order for us to survive,
Going to love bugs, going to almost kill Shuichi.
we need to
He
get to
didn't
the
almost
bottom
kill
of
him.
Tenko's death.
Gonta knew what he was doing.
Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on.
I know.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps
No, we
that will provide
didn't.
us a clue.
Telling you, Gonta knew what he was
Yeah,
doing, even when
maybe.
enraged. You're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
It's gonna be all of us in the seance, wasn't it?
Crotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious. Crotch!
People attended the seance. It would be Kyo, Shuichi, Himiko, and Kokichi.
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Not necessarily.
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
It's fine, Himiko.
Well, that's
I believe
probably
you.
just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really
He's gonna go for Kyo again, isn't he?
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
Your Himiko almost
True,
ripped.
I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes?
That's right, he did
If
take
we all knew of it
volunteers.
before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Mm.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
That's right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance.
You suspect Kyo as well?
The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
What if entry from outside? He must be referring to... right here. Is it there? Okay. Then we're talking about the floorboard. Okay, just making sure. Floorboards under Tenko were loose. Culprit might have gone under the floor to enter. Okay.
Oh no!
Wait. What?
There!
Oh, come on. I pointed there before. Whatever.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Oh yeah, that's right. You weren't there.
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
And then exited out into the empty room
Consider
next
that
door.
possibility, then there is another suspect. It's appearing before me.
Hey, little Brett,
The
relax.
true identity of Tenko's killer.
I mean, I knew where it was. Hold on. Good child, loose floorboard, flashlight function.
Culprit sneaked in during the seance.
Could be
by
Kibo.
crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
Yep.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Oh crap, oh crap. Oh, come on, really? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. Crap. That wasn't an agree statement.
The culprit
You can
sneaked
lie in
in
this
during
one.
the seance by crawling under the floor.
Just like drawbacks. No, that's not it.
Pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
It's a little light. You can move under the floor, but is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the
Okay.
seance.
Thank you. Thank you for the hint,
Light?
Isaac.
You mean candle?
But
I mean, Kibo's
Hold on.
flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
I'll reveal the truth.
V-Purger. Oh, okay. Alright, username. Sorry.
Function, correct?
I didn't see. What's wrong with taking the back streets?
Did you not notice?
I didn't notice what.
Thank you for the hint, Isaac, but from now on, just let me, it's hard to believe that Kibo is the culprit in this case. Just kind of let me know when you lie, because the song changes. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for the hint. Then, alright, that's actually really useful. But, just for the sake of everything, just try not to spoil anything else for me. That's kind of just standard around here. I'm doing this blind. Also, welcome. It's even harder to believe that this trial isn't being manipulated by someone. So even if I have to lie, I need to defend Kibo.
The drawback of the flashlight function that you added. It's so bright, even Kibo can't see when it's turned on.
I see. That bright, huh? Wait, what? There's no way a genius like me would make that kind of rookie mistake!
Are you sure?
But you make mistakes a lot. A whole lot.
Ooh, going to...
Hey! If you're gonna fuck me in front of everyone, at least buy me dinner first!
That's not possible here, so we're just gonna get right to the fucking...
See, it doesn't matter how bright the area is. He couldn't move like that. So Kibo couldn't have been underneath the floor.
Is that true, Kibo? Is what Shuichi said true?
Come on, Kibo. Yes? Come on, Kibo, please play along. Kibo!
Well, I'm so sorry. I just don't remember. Really, I'm sorry.
You don't remember?
Ah, we get it already. Just turn it off. We're gonna go blind.
You don't remember? What does that even mean?
Kibo.
Well, Shuichi, trying to make a fool out of me, huh? Let me put on some makeup, cause I want to at least look pretty before you decide to fuck me!
I'm telling you, just...
Shuichi, I'm so sorry.
Damn, that is seriously bright.
Wouldn't the light have shined through the gaps of the floorboard if it had been this bright?
Thank you, Maki. The hole.
Yes. The culprit couldn't have used a light under the floor. Not even Kibo.
Oh, they couldn't have?
Alright, that was a little concerning.
We were there after all. We would know. There was a hole near the corner of the room we were in, remember?
Right, if you passed right by that hole...
If someone had a light under the floor, it would have leaked through.
But when we did the seance, I'm pretty sure the room was pitch black.
Exactly.
That's right. We didn't see anything, so the culprit couldn't have used a light.
And just because I have a built-in flashlight function does not mean I am the culprit.
I see. That was a flaw in my theory.
You know what? At least he admits it.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
Of course you would.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
Robophobic.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats.
Okay.
My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
Kyo is still even more than Kiba.
Alright, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad
You're
for you.
still suspecting Kyo? Well, I guess that's
I
true.
neither want nor need your pity.
Kyo or Kokichi.
With the flashlight, it's way too bright.
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch-black darkness. Maybe
They were there from the
floor in hole has
beginning.
nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny?
I wonder if Tenko was...
Gonta think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
I wonder if Tenko did that herself.
Ooh, nice
She
observation,
did
Gonta.
volunteer to be in the center.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Nope, already been there, done that.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Wouldn't have worked. She was in a turtle. She was in a turtle.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Oh my god. They really are doing this on
The corpse
purpose.
didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however.
Agreed.
Instead of butting our heads against this,
You're
how about
still
we
against
concentrate on
Kyo.
another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When?
Kibo, you
not
haven't
during
played this game
seance?
before, right? You're not like
Tenko was in the metal cage for
you're
the
not
whole
like
seance,
subtly
wasn't
giving
she?
away the culprit, right?
How could someone have gotten to her there?
Because I can see that.
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
You have.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Right, she was still alive. She answered. She was alive.
She was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
You're only in chapter 2.
That was right before
Okay.
we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
So then I'm assuming you don't mind spoilers then, since this is chapter 3. Are you playing it just to play through it
The
yourself?
floorboard was removed
Then?
at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Gonta think it impossible to kill her then.
And she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You'll figure it out, shitheads.
You hardly do any work in these trials.
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think!
What was that alternate theory? I'm sorry. I was...
If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Maybe she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time. Stone iron cage, white sheet, dog
When
statue.
Tenko got killed,
Probably the cage.
it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
This is true.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
What the hell?
Cage lifted? Culprit stabbed Tenko real fast.
That would mean
So
it would be
fast, No
Himiko.
one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
Himiko.
It was me.
She.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no down!
What was insect cage? It might not be possible. There's no evidence
When
for
Tenko
it.
got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
Okay. I got
It
it.
could not have been done at any other time.
I got it. I got it.
She was under the cage the whole time.
It's true.
And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What a
That moment Cage was lifted.
No, 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 no.
That's wrong.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
I don't think it's Kyo, Kibo. If so, we would have heard him move around because he was chanting with the rest of us.
That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Okay, she's still insisting on this. Fine.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Alright. Alright, rebuttal showdown. Truth Blade. Marker stone, loose floorboard,
Tenko
iron
died
cage.
after the seance.
Oh god, oh god.
It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
Nope.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko.
God damn it.
Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Damn. Sitting there with her neck all exposed.
Oh no!
The blade's all you need.
Oh right, it was under the floor.
Stick the blade through a gap in the cage. It'd be long enough to reach Tenko.
Come on.
Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit. And that's none other than Kyo!
Has to be a hole.
The blade's all you need.
Oh, okay. The marker stone.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko.
Right. Her neck wasn't exposed. She was in turtle position.
With her neck all exposed.
Alright, I got it.
Through your words.
Also, I think the game slowed down.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Ouch.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, Gota.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Right.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Oh my god, Kokichi, are you really gonna bring this up again?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
For betraying the student council?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Thank you, Maki. Please bring everything back.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
What? What's up, Kibo?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Please. Stop
Like
it.
I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
Could it have been a suicide?
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done it!
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Huh?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
What? How? You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Exactly. Plus the cage was
Maybe the
see-through.
culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
It was a suicide, wasn't it?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time.
It was a suicide.
I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah, yes I do. The they she's referring to. Are you sure, Kibo? Are you really, really sure?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
It's a possibility.
She committed suicide.
And welcome back, Isaac.
Suicide?
It's not that surprising. There was already a suicide in the first
It
game.
would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
Okay, you said you only got to chapter 2, Kibo. How would you know this?
If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Yeah, Sakura was the one from the first game.
Why the floorboard was removed.
Like I said, Tenko was the one that did it herself.
She threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Wasn't enough for an instant death.
That makes sense to Gonta.
But she didn't say anything.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Guilt?
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier.
Kibo.
You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Okay, I'm going to reiterate. Please don't spoil anything. Even if I'm wrong, let me be wrong.
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right? Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Realistically, Isaac, yes, that is a possibility. But at the same time, I want to interact with the chat, and I don't have anybody to moderate with me in these situations.
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying?
Stealing bells, I hope you're kidding.
She told me.
Because if you aren't, I'm going to ban you. I know you just got here.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Oh my god.
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class
Okay.
trials is that you shouldn't believe
Hello, everyone.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer.
If I turn off the chat, there would be no point in me streaming this to begin with.
Kind of situation.
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can
Okay,
lie about
Vane,
how
I'm
malicious
not
their
sure you
human
know
secrets really
how
are.
a stream works.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself.
Thank you, Isaac. I'm glad that there are people out here that aren't total
It's not their
assholes.
fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree.
Alright.
No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe. My heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in
Alright
her.
then, Vane, I was out of line in saying
She
that.
wouldn't commit
I
suicide.
admit my fault.
She wouldn't
I
try to
get
take
so
us down.
frustrated when stuff like this happens. I really want to interact with the chat, but it makes it so hard when people come in and do stuff like this.
No one can believe Tenko commits suicide.
I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
Proper reason.
Alright, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Is there a reason for what? You insist we believe in Tenko, provide a reason that we do. So, I can be sure. Wise to trust other people. Alright.
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. Make them all believe. Alright, non-stop debate. Again. What do we got? Monokuma File 3, Cage Child, Tenko's last moments.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down.
Oops. Tenko's last moments, hole in the corner.
So she hid her true intentions.
Cage Child.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle.
Nah, she couldn't have hidden it.
And then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength,
Last of her strength, okay.
she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
I don't think with the last of her strength. That doesn't seem right. I think she committed suicide, but only because they're latching on to make sure that the suicide theory doesn't work.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
And then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
No, okay. She would have been able to throw it away in time, unless this death was instant. Oh wait, death was instant. Death was instant.
Best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions. But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it. Finally, with the last of her strength.
What? It was instant!
Damn it!
It totally was.
So far,
Alright.
suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
What does everything say about the cage child? 5 people, draw the magic circle. Spirit must place their forehead on a stone and curl up like a turtle. Must die at the center of the circle. Use the iron cage over the spirit medium. Don't step on the circle. All the lights. The seance will commence. Spirit medium will reply. Monokuma File 3. What does it say? Victim was stabbed in the back of the neck, resulting in death. No other injuries were detected. What else? The hole in the corner. space underneath the floor so you could see what was dropped there. It doesn't work. Last moments. Injuring on the back of her neck was deep, but not enough to kill her immediately.
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
Oh.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain
I
how
see.
she died during the seance. She could have secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it!
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Just do it. Just do it.
Underneath the floor.
I'll reveal the truth.
I'm running out of health here.
Couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
What do you mean, Kibo? Also, what case are you referring to? By number, because I might not be on that case yet.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Case 1?
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail.
How so?
Tenko died instantly.
What?
In any case, I thought it would be the double murder case.
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Oh, like being stabbed under the floor?
Words of a true
Yes
killer.
and no.
Pretty sure we can believe everything.
I mean,
she
that's
said.
one similar factor. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki Roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary.
No assassinations, please.
Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have
Welcome
gotten
back,
rid of the
commenter. Glad to see a friendly
sickle. That
face.
She killed herself. Just
Another
doesn't
friendly
fit,
face, I should say.
correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Really debunked that Tenko couldn't stab to the floor.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during
Yes,
the
we
seance?
did. Yes, we
If you
did.
know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
There is something. Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. Are we just gonna go through the clues? Please let us just go through the clues. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Nope. We're gonna go. Non-stop debate again. Each child sound during the seance.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Yes.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
Oh crap. Oh no.
Strange.
Oh wait, no. It wouldn't say.
All singing the song,
Oh.
I heard something fall.
Yep, same. Did I really miss? Let me do it again. Damn it. I'll let it go, Kibo.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There's something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
Like, I'm upset,
The
but
ritual was perfect. And
I
yet
can't.
failed.
But I can't confirm or deny their statements. So
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
oh come on! Need the shot. Damn it!
I'm more concerned about how
Need the shot. Need the shot.
Moving along the walls was seriously tough. Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it,
Need the shot.
while we were all singing the song,
Need the shot. Need the
I
shot.
heard something fall.
Lead the shot.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles.
Wait, what?
Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Peace.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No!
I'm more concerned
Damn it.
about how dark it got in there.
It was totally pitch black.
If I had the wrong bullet, it would have said I had the wrong bullet.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
The sound during the
There is
seance,
something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
right?
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
Utterly strange.
I need to speed up the cursor for
Now
the
that I
next
think
trial.
about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall. Thank you.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there.
It was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
Did
Anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something.
Oh, come on. Alright, well, that was way too high anyway. There we go.
I agree.
Jesus, that took long enough.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
There it is, right there.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was
Well, we didn't
pretty
get to
loud.
that in the
It
discussion,
did seem
Isaac,
like
so
something hit the floorboards.
I guess it wasn't relevant until now. Loud sound, like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Huh? What caused the sound? Loose floorboard? Really?
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Could the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. What was it? What could it possibly be?
Alright then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
We're going into another non-stop debate immediately? Cross piece under the floorboard.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Nope.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
No, it was still there.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor.
Then stood up with such might.
Maybe.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
No.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
Only strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
I guess it would be the dried blood.
There must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the fight. Maybe that person tore the floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound. Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
Wooden statue didn't fall.
But that statue was still on top of the cage. Culprit hide under floor. They stood up with such might.
It's either that or they stepped through the floorboard.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Nope.
Oh no!
Alright, then they stood up.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force. Someone who participated in the fight. Maybe that person tore the floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound. Maybe the wooden statue fell over. But that statue was still on top of the cage. Culprit hide under floor.
Then stood up with such might.
Come on. There it is. Really? Culprit hit their head, they would be dead.
I was wrong.
Alright. Wrong bullet then.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore the floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound. Maybe the wooden statue fell over. But that statue was still on top of the cage. Culprit hide under floor.
Nope. Nope, he didn't stand up. Clearly that blood is not... Yes, someone. Isn't that right, Kokichi?
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
Perhaps.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation... one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What do they stand to gain? That's the question. For this case, I'll need to think carefully about the cross-piece and the floorboard. His body was at one end of the loose floorboard. Cross-piece that had been cut was at the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. The other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. We're attempting to achieve by stopping on the floorboard. And come on, think! Man's Gambit. What? What happened when the loose floorboard was stepped on? I don't know. AM slammed. W? No. LS. What was it? It's SE. CA? No. CE? It's... What happened when the loose floorboard was stepped on? It's... Seesaw. Seesaw! Seesaw forward. Damn it. Seesaw. I have no idea.
Let it end here.
Alright, well I know the first word is seesaw. F. Seesaw. Huh? Seesaw. Seesaw effect?
I see now. That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Why? To make her slam her head into the top of the cage?
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
So the sickle could reach
Couldn't
it.
have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Floorboard, seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. It was underneath the floorboard, right? No. Thanks. Between the victim and the floorboard? No.
Oh no!
Now I'm just screwing up for the sake of screwing up. Hold on. Next to the cage. That makes sense. What?
Oh no!
Oh, I understand now. It was on top. Okay, I understand where this is going.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the
This blade facing down, so when they popped up...
The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place.
See, now
It's true that the
Kyo
sickle's
seems
handle was
suspicious.
thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
Unorthodox, but it worked.
It's crazy, but It would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
Oh.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
But the question is, how did the circle get underneath?
What the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Now I'm suspicious of Kyo, because he was the...
Well played, Himiko.
What?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
No way. She was way too light to be able to do that.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
Welcome back, Kiba.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time.
Oh, welcome back,
Then
Kiba.
she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
I don't believe it. Himiko?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
Was it an accident? It's true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. Does that mean Himiko really killed Tenko? Something like that really happened? Something so cruel. Intermission. I don't know about that either.
Well now.
Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. Victim quiz, not a culprit quiz? The only victims are people who are still watching this drawn out boring crap. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
I'm sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping the entire conversation for all you know. Can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me! Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
Absolutely right!
That's the right answer, Monodam. Why, he hasn't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. You can't do a Monokuma voice. Yep, even if you're killed in this killing game, you're the winner. Because everyone mourns you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity. You don't need to reveal those kinds of behind-the-scenes details.
alright!
Dying makes you more popular, then we gotta die too.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
That's backwards.
Logic does not compute.
Huh? Did you hear something?
Right now, you're on the threshold of an amazing
No,
adventure.
I didn't hear anything.
What? They're both ignoring Monodam
You
now?
know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
Is all that remains.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Of an amazing adventure.
Did you hear something?
They really are ignoring Monodam.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Taco Cat backwards, Taco Cat. This is true.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
I don't think Himiko did it either.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tanko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial! Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Kyo, you're really pushing this.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person! Gonta can tell by Himiko's face!
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Are we gonna be split?
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find
That's why
truth.
because he keeps pushing the issue.
So don't give up, Himiko.
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. We can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died. Really? And that's not debate?
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
Was Trap only in that room?
Ah.
Other rooms may be trapped too.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
I agree.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
They were all set up for the seance.
Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
Or at least he would.
He was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
Anyway, Bloody Kokichi.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
Mm-hmm.
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
Ah. See, now Kyo is getting even more suspicious.
We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Kyo?
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko.
No,
Right?
now I'm full on suspecting Kyo. Because he was the one
Himiko,
that asked
remember what
about
Tenko
the
told you?
rooms.
live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't.
Welcome back again, commenter.
This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore.
There you go, Himiko.
I won't give up! I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Yeah, I do that all the time, Kibo.
Hey, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn! Well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro.
Your soul, bro?
To be best boy.
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
Why?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards... Isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
It was blocked off by the circle. Right, Kyo?
It must have been barrier magic.
Something close.
Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why didn't no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? That's it. That must be the reason. Because of the thing. Because of the circle.
This is it! It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime. Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
Bingo.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
Mm-hmm. That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit. There's no doubt in my mind, they're the one who killed Tenko. The why, I don't know. One person had the opportunity and the motive. It was you, Kyo. Nobody else but.
It has to be you! Kyo, was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo? Why do you suspect me?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick. But that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
I appreciate the comment, the compliment commenter. I'm decent at this game. I play Phoenix Wright a lot, and I've watched through the first game and a half of this, so I basically know what's going on. But I can't attribute this all to just myself. Kibo was the one that suspected Kyo first. I kept denying it, but
Well, Kyo?
Answer already! Did you do it?
too bad the Kyo's not gonna get killed. Why is it so funny?
What's so funny? I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
As I said, unfortunately, Kyo will not be the one that's killed.
Intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floor.
Looks like you were right, Kibo.
So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
How can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
It's like I keep saying, if it's not proven that he killed Angie too, then he is actually scot-free.
Please answer my question first.
Step on the exact floorboard, even in the darkness. How? How did they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even if I put out the candle, I could move my hand along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
Maybe. That's it. Culprit didn't even have to see it all. They used... touch.
That's it! The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
He didn't touch the wall, he touched the salt.
Probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
He touched the salt, right?
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. Landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. Must have been at the scene. I know it. We're gonna do spot the... Oh. Oh, we're doing this again. The culprit used what as a marker to position themselves? The cage. Oh, magic circle. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. would assume that this was also a C. I... R. Come on, give me an R. Give me an R. R. C. An L. Give me an L. An E. E. Alright. Good night, Isaac. Thank you for stopping by. Come again soon.
That's it. The magic circle. They used the magic circle.
Oh.
Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
Alright, see ya, Tagami. Thanks for coming.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall
Thanks
the
a lot, Tagami.
document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
See, another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt, but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself wouldn't have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Oh no. Now everybody's gonna start to ignore Kibo, right?
Excuse me, everyone.
All right,
may
Kibo.
I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Alright, Kokichi, you're doing this on purpose.
Hey, may I have your attention?
I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Miu add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Not that function.
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Image recording?
Like, video.
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try.
Sure not to print out the wrong memory.
Ready?
From your mouth.
magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible.
Let's take a look-see.
Take the picture and see for yourself. Okay, got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth. This is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Yes, I do. Notice anything?